It's not even a big deal. I mean, you go from 40 to 50 years.
President Trump's idea for a 50-year mortgage is a recipe for making housing less affordable while increasing risks for taxpayers who support most conventional mortgages.
What it does is it reduces the monthly payment quite a bit. For a typical home for middle America, and it's by a few $100s a month.
High home prices are a problem. They've soared 56% since January of 2020.
On CPI, holy cow, hot, hot, hot.
And the two main reasons are excessive government spending that fueled inflation.
The highest inflation in 31 years.
And historically low pandemic-era interest rates.
I don't want to hear any more of these lies about reckless spending.
The Federal Reserve then had to raise rates to bring inflation under control.
This is 8 straight months over 5%.
The result, average monthly home payments on a new home have soared some 80% in the last 5 years.
The problem really again came because interest rates under Biden inflation went up by 4%, and that about doubled the typical monthly mortgage payment.
The median age of first-time buyers in 2025 reached an all-time high of 40 years old, compared to one's late 20s in the 1980s. Enter Mr. Trump, who seems to have been sold on the 50-year mortgage by Bill Pulte, who runs the Federal Housing Finance Agency.
All it means is you pay less per month, you pay it over a longer period of time. It's not like a big factor. It might help a little bit. But the problem was that Biden did this. He increased the interest rates, and I have a lousy Fed person who's going to be gone in a few months.
A 50-year mortgage could cut monthly payments by a few $100s, which sounds good, but it would also increase the interest that borrowers pay by hundreds of thousands of dollars over the life of the loan, and it'll be much slower for borrowers to build equity.
If home prices start to fall in some places, borrowers are going to be much more quicker to fall underwater. They're going to owe more than their house is worth. And you saw that happen during the housing bubble began to collapse. And they walked away from their mortgages.
It was around 2003, as the housing bubble inflated, that Fannie Mae began buying more 40-year mortgages, which let borrowers take out bigger loans than they could otherwise afford.
I'm not asking for what we got, but at least meet me in the middle.
Borrowers were slower to build equity, and many walked away from their mortgages when home prices collapsed.
It sold at the beginning of January 2007 for $379,000, and we got this house for $131,000 out the door.
The 2008 housing meltdown spurred the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau and Federal Housing Finance Agency to limit mortgage terms to 30 years. Yes, introducing a 50-year mortgage will boost housing demand, which will benefit Mr. Pulte's friends in the home buying and mortgage banking industries, but it will also lead to higher prices.
It would be very rough for the economy as a whole to have so many people so deeply indebted, but it would be a boon, obviously, to people who just want to sell as many homes as possible. And you would have Fannie and Freddie, of course, buying up a lot of those mortgages, which means that implicitly the U.S. taxpayer is backing a lot of that bad debt.
This is what the government's many demand-side housing interventions over the years have done. As home prices rose, the government eased underwriting standards so that buyers could take on bigger mortgages as a share of their income. This left borrowers with little room to move if their expenses increased, for example as a result of inflation, insurance costs, or property taxes.
In a way, it would actually probably push up home prices and accomplish the opposite of what the administration is doing. And then you can see that through all the other programs that the government has implemented, especially during the pandemic, to enable housing to become more affordable by helping borrowers qualify for bigger mortgages than they can really afford based on their incomes.
Writing down mortgages for distressed borrowers is a booming business for mortgage bankers. But keeping people in homes they can't afford means there are fewer available to buy, which makes housing less affordable for everyone else. And that's what a 50-year mortgage will do too.